Hello friends, hope you all are doing good. The session for today will focus on insights into the surrogacy laws in India. The Indian Parliament passed the new Surrogacy Regulation Act in 2021. In this video, we will be addressing certain questions relating to surrogacy in India, like what is surrogacy, what are its kind, which kind of surrogacy is permitted in India, what is the eligibility of becoming a surrogate mother in India, who are intended parents. So, taking the first question, what is surrogacy? Surrogacy is an assisted reproductive technique through which individuals and couples can have progeny or children which are genetically connected to them. Surrogacy is also called as rented womb, wherein a female who is a surrogate mother bears a biological child of another couple for the gestation period with the intention of handing over the child after its birth. Moving on to the next question, what are its kinds? There are two kinds of surrogacy, commercial and altruistic. Commercial surrogacy involves payment of compensation to the surrogate mother by the intended parents along with the medical expenses and insurance expenses. On the other hand, altruistic surrogacy does not involve payment of any compensation other than medical and insurance expenses to the surrogate mother. Going ahead with the third question, that is, which kind of surrogacy is permitted in India? The Indian government banned commercial surrogacy completely in the year 2019, as India had become a surrogacy hub for the world, for the reasons of availability of cheap surrogacy labor, loose legal restrictions on surrogacy market, and inexpensive healthcare. Only altruistic surrogacy is permitted in India. The next question that we are taking up is, what are the condition requisites for becoming a surrogate mother? A woman who chooses to become a surrogate mother has to be genetically related to the intended parents. She should be between the age of 25 to 40 years. She should be married earlier and should have had a child. No unmarried woman can become a surrogate mother in India, and no compensation can be given or offered or accepted for the surrogacy arrangement. The surrogate mother shall not have any right over the child after its birth and shall be bound to hand over the child to its biological parents. She can have a right to abort the child in case of any health intricacies that may endanger her life. The last question that we will answer today is, who are intended parents? Intended parents is the couple that is not able to have a genetically related child by usual modes of reproduction, and so they opt for surrogacy. Any Indian legally married man and woman can become intended parents. They should be between the age of 25 to 55. They should not have any child before surrogacy, from adoption or surrogacy earlier. The intended parents can only opt for surrogacy once in their lifetime. They do not have any right to abort or abandon the child, and the child born will be their natural and biological child and shall have all the right and privileges of the same. So, students, now that we have understood the fundamental of surrogacy arrangement in India, we can conclude that the surrogacy law is a welfare legislation that aims to protect the rights of the people involved in it and regulate the procedures for surrogacy and assisted reproductive technology. These laws have entailed in themselves several provisions that fails to incorporate the vested interest of different sections of the society, like unmarried men and women, homosexuals and transgender, by unconditionally rejecting them as being ineligible for surrogacy, without giving cogent reasons for such exclusion. The objective of the Act is to prevent exploitation of women and children. However, the implications that the strict enforcement of this law will have on society may result in their exploitation indeed. The approach of the legislature is narrow in terms of discriminating between individuals who could and who could not avail surrogacy, thereby consequently encroaching upon their fundamental rights, enshrined in the Part 3 of the Constitution of India, as it fails to strike a balance between who should be included and who should be excluded from the scope of the Act. The solution to the problem of exploitation of surrogate parties is not absolute ban, but a strict check upon the entire process of surrogacy by authorized agencies of the government. If the reflections of the Surrogacy Regulation Act 2021 upon society are considered and addressed closely, better enforcement of law can be ensured, and the objectives that it lays down could be more relatively achieved. Thank you for your valuable time. If you have any queries, that will be addressed in our next session. Best wishes and take care.